why you're not supporting $10 million and what the $3 million you have signed on to will do to move our approved affordable housing projects forward. And will you promise you will fight to make sure at least this $3 million is approved in the FY 2025 budget? You have 3 minutes.
Hey, here we go. So I guess just to give a little context about where we are with the budget. Our budget process starts in November. When the manager presented his fiscal outlook and his budget, it was based on a projection that we were going to receive about 2 to 3% growth in our budget. That budget and the assessments came back in February, and we only received a growth of about 0.24%. We then realized that we had a decline in about $736 million because of the decline in revenue from the loss of office and commercial real estate. And so when I looked at the budget, I started thinking about how do we make housing a priority, mental health a priority, our young people, all of these things that I think are really important to a thriving city. The budget includes more than $33 million for housing-related efforts. Is that enough? No, but that is everything from homelessness prevention to rental assistance to eviction prevention to other programs to help seniors be able to stay in their homes, like home modifications. As I thought about the budget, while I recognize there are many homeowners, and I appreciate you who are willing to take on a tax increase, I also know that there are more than 7,000 homeowners that are housing cost burdened, and they are paying more than 30% of their income to be able to stay in this city. I also know that our seniors, many of them are one tax increase from not being able to stay here because they are on fixed incomes. I also know that many of our renters, and I'm one of them as well, that when there's a large increase, that increase is often passed on to them, and we are already seeing a lot of increases in our apartment buildings. Also, when I prepared the budget, I am so glad to see so many people in this room, but there's also many people I don't see. I got over 150 emails from residents in Alexandria and members of tenants and workers who said their number one priority was the Guaranteed Basic Income Program. I sat and met with our neighbors in Brent Place, Morgan Properties, Southern Towers, Presidential Greens, and they said to me, you've got to do more around code enforcement and eviction prevention. And so those are other things that I tried to make sure there was money for in this budget. And so what else I'm supporting on top of that is I am supporting the $3 million ad. I am also supporting, for the first time in many years, we are going to be expanding our senior tax relief because we know that any tax increase also needs to come with some relief so that people can stay here. In terms of the $3 million, I know it's not enough, but what I'm hoping it will be able to do is be used by the Office of Housing to accelerate and be leveraged and support some of the projects in our pipeline. And I will commit to fighting. I know that there are a lot of priorities on the board, and I feel like this is one that cannot lose any additional funding.